Have you ever had a conversation and walked away feeling smaller? Not angry, not upset, but hollowed out, as if a quiet thief slipped into your mind and stole a piece of your certainty. It's a strange and subtle feeling, a quiet unease that settles in your bones, a sense you're playing a game where you never saw the rulebook. This isn't about the loud, obvious battles of life. This is about the silent wars waged in whispers, in carefully chosen words, and in the spaces between them. This is the world of dark psychology, and in this world, there are architects. I call them the unseen architects. They don't use bricks and mortar. They build prisons of perception. They design realities for others to live in, realities that serve only one purpose, their own. You might know one. It could be a boss who praises you with one hand while subtly undermining your confidence with the other, ensuring you never feel qualified enough to leave. It could be a partner who showers you with affection so intense it feels like the sun, only to withdraw it completely, leaving you shivering in the dark, desperate for their warmth. It could even be a friend who positions themselves as your only true confidant, slowly and methodically cutting the threads that connect you to everyone else. These architects are masters of a quiet craft. Their work is so seamless, so gradual, you won't even notice the walls going up. You'll just wake up one day and realize you're in a room with no windows. Their first tool is the mirror. When you first meet them, it's uncanny. They love what you love. They share your most obscure passions, your deepest fears. They finish your sentences. It feels like destiny, like finding a missing piece of your own soul. But it is a calculated illusion. They are not showing you who they are. They are showing you who you are. By becoming your perfect reflection, they lower every defense you have. They craft a key shaped like your own heart and use it to unlock the door to your trust. And once they are inside, they begin to redecorate. Their second tool is the anchor. Once the perfect bond is forged, the architect begins to place anchors in your mind. These are small, almost invisible emotional weights. It starts with a backhanded compliment. That was a brilliant presentation. It's amazing you could pull that off with your lack of experience. You feel both praised and subtly insulted, a confusing mix that makes you work harder for their undiluted approval. They will jokingly point out your deepest insecurity in front of others, framing it as intimacy. Oh, don't mind him. He's always been a little sensitive. Each anchor is a small cut, a tiny wound that makes you more dependent on them for validation. They become the sole source of both the pain and the medicine, a cycle that keeps you tethered to them. Their final and most powerful tool is the fog. This is where they alter reality itself. This is gaslighting, but it is more than just lying. It is the systematic dismantling of your sanity. They will deny things you know they said. They will invent memories of promises you supposedly broke. They will watch you with a look of deep concern and say things like, "Are you sure you're feeling okay? You seem to be forgetting things a lot lately." The fog rolls in so slowly, you don't realize you're lost until you can no longer see your own hand in front of your face. Your own mind becomes an unreliable narrator, a treacherous landscape. And in the center of that fog, their voice is the only thing that seems clear, the only lighthouse in a storm they created. Your mind becomes their territory. So how do you escape a prison you can't see? It doesn't start with a fight, it starts with a flicker. A moment of clarity in the fog. A feeling in your gut that screams, "This is wrong." That feeling is your most ancient, honest compass. Do not ignore it. It is the beginning of your awakening. You must become a scientist of your own life. Observe, but do not absorb. When they lay an anchor, don't just feel the sting, see the tactic, recognize the pattern. When they create the fog, hold on to one small, undeniable truth. Write it down if you have to. Create your own map, your own timeline of events, so that when they try to rewrite history, you have the original manuscript. And finally, you must reclaim your silence. The architect thrives on your reaction, your confusion, your anger, your desperate need to be understood. That is their fuel. When you stop explaining, stop arguing, stop trying to make them see your reality, you cut off their power supply. Silence is not weakness, it is a wall. It is a statement that says, your reality stops where mine begins. Breaking free from an unseen architect is not about winning an argument. It is about quietly walking out of the prison and locking the door from the outside. It's about understanding that some people see the world not as a place to connect, but as a chessboard. And the most profound act of defiance is to realize you are not a pawn in their game. You are the player at your own board, and it is your turn to move. Your life is not a story they get to write. Pick up the pen. The next chapter is yours.